Greetings, Deno. Welcome back to Warframe TOG. For those of you who have not watched any of this series before, this is a series of streams which will eventually be turned into a video series if I can ever get around to figuring out how to edit videos properly. And it is focused on not just the beginning player, but also the players that are having trouble with certain sections of the game. So I'm covering everything. We started a new account. We've been streaming every single thing that account does since the very beginning on October 18th. It is now November 29th. So we've been streaming for a month and maybe 11 days. And we have made a great deal of progress in the game. We have gone through Act 1. Act 1 was everything in the beginning that occurs before you reach a quest called the Second Dream, and had no spoilers for anything that occurred for that point, past that point. Act 2 was the Second Dream through the War Within, both of which are high spoiler quests and changed the game considerably. So those introduced a whole bunch of spoilers to the game, but there are many more spoilers to the story that could happen here. So after Act 2, we did Act 3. Act 3 had spoilers for the Second Dream and the War Within, and a lot of the little bits of content that, well, a lot of the major bits of content that occurred between that and a quest called Chains of Harrow. Chains of Harrow introduces a new phase of the game from the storyline perspective. What I wanted to do was build up our stuff. Build up our railjack, build up our mods, build up our warframes, build up our weapons, build up our master rank. So Act 3 was all of that stuff before we get into the new phase, which is Act 4. Act 4 is new story. There's a lot of new story and a lot of new story spoilers, starting with Chains of Harrow, which we did last night. We also did the Apostasy Prologue last night, which changed things even more. We're now in phase Act 4. If you have not done Chains of Harrow or the Apostasy Prologue or any of the other things that follow it, the Sacrifice, Prelude to War, the New War, and the Deviri Paradox, which you could have done earlier, okay, but have been putting off until this phase because it does contain some spoilerish type of things in it. But it can be useful before the New War, even though it originally was released after the New War. So we're going to do all of that stuff, a lot of that stuff, this weekend. And the reason we're doing a lot of these quests this weekend is we want to be ready for next weekend. Next weekend, I want to do the New War. I am planning to do that Monday, I believe it's the 8th. And the reason I want to get into the New War by Monday the 8th is because after, on the 10th of December, DE is releasing the next major quest stuff for Warframe, the Old Peace. And while you can see, if you look on the right, it launches December 10th. There's a bunch of other things that happen on December 10th, including Gyre Prime access and the vaulting of Gauss Prime and Aceltra Prime and Acarius Prime. Those three things will be vaulted on the same date, if not earlier. Probably the same date, almost certainly the same date. That's usually how they do it when they create a new Prime access. So the Old Peace is going to include a mechanism which allows some players, namely you maybe, to skip ahead past some of the quest content and play some of the new game modes that are included in that. Now, they do claim that they're going to try and make it as spoiler-free as possible, but there's really no guarantee that spoilers won't slip in there. The major spoiler comes from the New War. The New War is almost as much of a paradigm shift in some ways as the War Within was. It introduces a whole bunch of new content to the game that follows it and is a precursor to a number of quests that really delve into what's being started here in Act 4, where we're covering things like the sacrifice and the Chimera Prologue. Chimera Prologue is actually not, it's a mini quest that is part of a trilogy of mini quests called Prelude to War. You'll see that in your codex as Prelude to War, and there'll be 3 little mini quests in it. Chimera Prologue is a useful thing for us to get because we're going to want to make, it's going to give us a weapon that we're going to want to make. If you'll excuse me for a second. So, our job before next week is to not only have all the Prelude quests done for the New War, but also to have all the precursors that I consider important. What I consider important is that we have Railjack built and modded up and built up enough so that it's very survivable and easy to use. The whole point of doing a lot of this is to make the New War easier, because it's possibly one of the hardest quests in the game. Especially for players who are not prepared for it. You can do the New War without even having built a Railjack. I did the first time, and I kind of regretted it. I wanted to have that Railjack built up. It's slow, it's harder to play. You're going to do a lot of scrambling to repair your Railjack on that one, but it is possible to finish it without that. It is possible to finish the New War without having built a Necromech. They'll provide you with one if you haven't built your Necromech, but it's really basic. It has not been ranked up. It has almost very, very few abilities in terms of what it can do. So it's very limited in what you can do. And if you have not built your Necromech, the only time you've ever played with a Necromech is during Heart of Deimos. And how long ago was that now? Quite a long time. So getting some practice in and knowing how to use it properly would be a good thing. And then the third thing that I consider a prerequisite, even though it's not required, is to build a better amp. Now we're using the Moat amp right now. We've done a couple of Eidolon fights with it, and they're hard. You can't do it solo with a Moat amp. You just have too many issues with things like Vomvalists. You can't kill them quickly. You have to kill them fairly. You have to be able to kill Vomvalists to stop them from regenerating the Eidolon. We did an Eidolon fight last night that, with me and one other person who had a better amp than I did, by the way, took us the entire night cycle of Cetus, and we barely managed to finish it. It kept regenerating its health before we could manage to do the parts where we needed to shoot its limbs. So it kept replenishing its shields. We kept having to take them down. That kept taking time. The Vomvalists there was one point where I saw something like 20 Vomvalists around the thing, healing it up faster than we could do it. And I had to literally go in and focus on killing Vomvalists for a period of time, which was one of the problems. Yes, I see somebody who wants to collab together and connect on Discord and is probably spam because I keep getting messages like this. They don't talk about what I'm actually talking about on the stream. But if Joe Duretti is actually listening, um, we're talking about Warframe. So if you're interested in Warframe, go ahead. Talk with it. I'm perfectly willing to answer questions about it. Um, I do not use Discord for this purpose, so I will not be connecting on Discord. Sorry. Um, but let's get back to where we were. So we are right now. We have a couple of things that are on our plate. I'm going to do the sacrifice. I'm going to do the Chimera prologue. I need to start building Revenant. We have actually started that process. And I'm going to come in over here and claim the Revenant parts that we have built. Because, there we go, the Revenant chassis, the Revenant new optics, and the Revenant systems. Because we were doing the Mask of the Revenant last night, and one of the quest stop gates is you have to actually build one more thing. Now, day ends in an hour on the plains of Eidolon, so we're not going to be able to go and continue that quest yet. So we'll do more on that quest today. We're also going to do some mining on both the plains of Eidolon and in the Cambrian Drift on Deimos, because we need stuff to build our um, Voidrig, our Necromech. So I'm going to start the quest called the Sacrifice. We're going to come in here. The Sacrifice, unlike a number of other quests that are out there, the Sacrifice is a pretty straightforward quest. Where we're going to be going through things and encountering Excalibur Umbra, which is an unusual variant of Excalibur. And we're going to find out more about what happened to the Lotus the last time we were playing. So we're going to start the Sacrifice. And you notice its first mission task is to examine the Lotus helmet. So I'm going to begin that. And you notice, oh, got a little bit of a voice from the Lotus calling to us. Why is that open? Curious, I don't know. But there's the helmet.
How all you want. It won't bring him back.
There's...
Brings you strength, but you cannot defy your creator. Even I make mistakes, like you.
Operator, are you all right? Your Delta Wave spiked for a moment. Ever since she
abandoned you.
was taken, Ordis knows just what you need. A comforting memory from my data store.
Ordis, don't!
Forgive me. This is who you really are, a Tenno. More than human, but once a child like any other. What do you
That's
remember?
enough, Ordis. Scan for sentient energy on Earth. Recent activity.
I don't think... Oh, what's this? Marking on navigation. How did you know? Oh, Ordis, this is the operator we're talking about.
All right, so we now have a goal. And I'm going to switch back to our Rhino. I'm going to use Rhino for this, even though I don't know if Rhino is the best choice for all of it, but I think Rhino is pretty good for most of this. I'm going to take us out of solo mode. Okay. Doesn't really matter, but you might get somebody else on this same mission, which could help us. Okay. So we're going to investigate the sentient energy.
I am not sensing any sentience, but there is something. Oh no, ghouls. Something must have disturbed their incubation sacs. A disgusting life cycle.
So we got a bunch of ghouls, and we're going to be fighting them.
Operator, I am just a bug-addled cephalon, but if you ever need to talk, Ordis would be happy to hear how depressed you are.
Ordis is not got... where are we going? I believe we're going... Let's see, there is a side thing here. If I wanted to go look at it. Why would I want to go look at it? I don't know. Maybe there's something here, like to scan, like your creator. Oh, I'm back in loot mode, it seems. Alright, get everything. Alright. Let's try and get up here. Oh, wait. There is a way to do this. To get to that container. And then there was another container right here. Alright. Right now, there's no rush. Later, might be a little rushed. There's another thing to scan. I'd forgotten about the ghouls being part of this. Anything else hiding around here we need to worry about? Nope. Okay. Nothing particularly up here. So we have an interesting door here that's got something on it. Well, let's find out what happens when you kill it. The door takes some time to open, and the ghouls want in. We scanned whatever that was. I don't know what that was. I forgot how many ghouls you kill in this thing. Yeah, we get in all the drops. And the door is now open. I thought we already got number 1 on that. Interesting. Oh, maybe when we come back, we'll get number 2. So, this is where that happened.
How? Did the Lotus show you?
I don't know, but I think she wants me to see this. I'll scan the scene, check for Warframe traces.
Okay, so we need to equip our scanner, and we're looking around for Warframe traces. Now, I seem to remember this was not always the easiest thing to do.
Remnants appear to be of Warframe composition. I am not familiar with this design. Almost crude. If you can get another scan, I may be able to synthesize a partial schematic of the victim.
I believe the third one is over here somewhere.
With the Lotus, I mean. Remember how you abandoned me? But look at how
Angry.
happy I am now. Don't worry, operator. We'll find her.
Okay.
Processing.
So we now have 3 Warframe traces, and we need to scan the sword as well. And that sword is right here.
This blade may predate everything in your arsenal. Very faint traces of mineral exposure. From Lua. I have extraction ready. I think you should hurry.
Okay. So now we go to extraction. After having scanned everything here of any import.
Ordis, what's going on?
Are they coordinating an ambush? I may have underestimated ghoul intelligence. Expect resistance toward the extraction zone.
And here we go. Well, it's getting us plenty of codex scans for ghouls, so that's nice to know. Oh, I see something to grab. The Moonlight Jade Leaf. Excuse me. Okay. So there are things that could be up there. I'm going to go take a look. One of the reasons I'm looking is sometimes in quests they have unique scannables. I am not seeing any unique scannables up here, so I think we can extract at this point.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
So we got everything we needed to build the Tomcat, which I believe is already in our foundry.
I've reconstructed what I could. Check your foundry, operator. uncertain if any Tenno has linked with this design. The transference bolt seems different, but we cannot build this without more data.
Okay.
What about Lua? You said there were traces on the weapon.
Right. One step ahead, aren't you, operator? Marking on navigation.
So, we're going to be building Excalibur Umbra as part of this. This is going to get us quite a few things that we really want to have. Not just the Warframe and his weapon, but also some mods that are kind of unique in the game, and this is the only way to get them. Do not ever sell or destroy these mods, by the way, or Excalibur Umbra himself, because it might be difficult to replace them. However, if we look at our build in progress stuff and get rid of this search, you can already see that we have the Tomcat ready to claim because we built it already. So all those extra blueprints, not all that useful. Alrighty, so now we're going to go to Lua. And we're going to go to this node over here where it says Explore Lua. Guess what we're going to find on Lua? I bet we find some sentience here.
Are you sure we want to build this Warframe? It could be dangerous.
What I saw, what the Lotus showed me. This Warframe knew Ballas. It tried to attack him.
What? The Warframes are transference controlled. Battle envoys for the operator to command. I don't understand.
This one is different.
There is something. Okay. So you may not be able to see it, but there's another way in, way over there. Let's see. We are talking about there. You see that shelf there? Let's go over there and take a look at it. There's something back here. Oh, look. It's a Niatana. I'll take it. Anything in the other one? Doesn't look like it. Those are explosive. We don't need that. What's this? A neuroptic mass. We want that. Now, if it seems like I'm being extra looty, quests are a good time to be extra looty, especially when you're in an area like this where it's just beginning, because nobody else is with you. You don't have to worry about slowing the team down. And like I said, sometimes there are special things to look at and scan. Now, most of these quests can be replayed, but you won't get the special rewards from them, like the blueprint for Excalibur Umbra or the mods that come with Excalibur Umbra. So looted this whole section. Now we move into this section. and we move into here. Now, here, I'm going to point out as we go around and do these. I couldn't avoid that, like that one. I probably could have in some way. Oh, look, there's a symbol here. There's two of them, actually. Okay. Oof. Now, remembering these symbols, you want to keep, whenever you see symbols like this on the wall, you're going to be needing them. So you're going to make a little sketch. Okay. It doesn't have to be a good sketch. Just make a note of them. You're going to see a couple of those around. Because, and the reason you're making the note of them, is you'll need that information to wait until that explodes, if it explodes. Okay. Lots of laser plates on the wall here. I wonder what it's protecting. Okay. So, if we look at this, this is an Orc cipher.
Orc cipher? Impossible to bypass. They use mnemonic code glyphs drawn directly from your memory. Perhaps search the area?
All right. Oh, and there's another one of those things.
Are there more?
And we've got that thing there. So between this pair, notice the second symbol on the right matches the first symbol on the left of the previous pair. With that and this symbol, we can now solve this cipher. It's pretty simple. Okay. All right. So we're going to go and find that first symbol. Then we're going to find the shared one that we had, which was that one. And then the third one was, looked like a little boat thing, which is that. I believe that's it. Yeah. Doesn't like it. Maybe it changed that symbols. Okay. So let us go back and look over here. All right. So we've got something that looks like an S, something that looks a bit like an A with a tail to the left. And then over here, we have the same one. Oh, maybe because I didn't come over here. You have to come over here afterwards. Okay. So, I had it right, but you had to actually go to both of them in order to trigger it. Okay. So, we're going to go back here. And you can see these are the two. It actually shows you it up here. So, maybe you don't need to sketch it. S. There's that one. And then we just do that. And it unlocks. All right. So, we are going to have to... Oh, there's something back here to grab that I didn't. All right. So that's our first of those Oregon ciphers. And we're going to have a couple more of those. in this quest. I don't know.
Ordis? What are these? Some new sentient design?
An old design. Mimics. Sentient mimics. These haven't been seen since the old war.
Alright, so mimics look
How
like
did mimics get to
other
the origin
things.
system? Operator, be vigilant when approaching, things.
Things.
Sorry, I can't be more specific.
Okay, so things could look like mimics. And we're gonna see a bunch of mimics. I forgot to check our... And this is another reason for us to be searching around a bit. You notice the mimic version of things will stand out a little bit more than the thing itself. It's subtle though, so you have to pay attention. Like that. That doesn't look like a normal one. So when we go into this room, I think there probably will be one in here too. You see that? Oh no, those look both the same. Good. We'll get that, because it is always useful to collect stuff. Like that is a mimic. And you'll find that they get more and more frequent as you go. Only one way to go, which is this way. There's stuff over here. It's not easy to get to, though. Oh. And actually, you can't get to it this way. You have to get to it some other way. Like maybe up that way. I don't know if I can get to it. No. Doesn't look like I can get up there. That might be around the corner. I bet you something up here is going to be a mimic. Oh, right there. Fortunately, mimics are not hard to defeat compared to your average sentient. They're a little weaker than your typical sentient. Sometimes they get up there and you gotta use your gun to shoot them. Oh, and look, we have another one of these security things. This has got 5 and we have none of them right now. Okay, so to find it, we've got stuff to look for. There's 4 places to go and it's got 4 markers for us. And I'm ignoring that first marker to go looting. Alright, nice big room here. Lots of stuff in it. A path that's going to lead down to this section right down here. It's not really a big deal. Okay. Kind of a broken area here. How do I get to the area above? Good question. Maybe right here? Nope, it's higher up than that. Nope, I'm not finding it right here. There is something up there. I just have to figure out how to get to it. Ah, from the outside, perhaps. Ah, there's a little area up here. Is it in here? No, it's still higher up according to this. So that suggests to me that it's another room. Because I can't climb any higher than that in this room. There is a way to get to where I want to go. But it's not obvious. Nope, not through here. Nope, not finding a way up there either. I think there's a way of making this roll. But I can't remember what it is. Oh, so many ways to go with this. But this way gets us what we're looking for, I think. Which is that.
Memorize it.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, I'll take another one of these. Okay. Hello. Now we're getting a little bit more frequent. You see, there's a lot of them now, suddenly. Aren't we glad we have some overshield? Or overguard? As it's supposed to be called? Alrighty. Somewhere in this area, there's another one.
Another. And look, a different marking beside it.
So we have markings now. And we can head back. Not an awful lot of mimics, don't we? So now if we look at this, you see we've got two pairs of things there. Okay. We need the other two pairs. I guess I don't need to make notes. That must be an improvement. I don't know if they did that before. Getting a lot of Luna pictures from here. Unfortunately, our Broken War has enough damage on it that we're killing these things before I need to switch to another weapon and before the... Okay. Yeah, that looked way out of place. Sometimes it's really obvious when something's out of place with these mimics. Sometimes not so much. Like that. There we go. This one's out of place. No, it's not. Alrighty. So this, by the way, is a puzzle. If I had Wukong here, I might be trying to do this puzzle. I don't remember how to start it. This is the music puzzle. You can get a drift mod from this puzzle room. But I'm not going to even try. Alright. Somewhere around here is yet another pair of symbols. Yeah. Alright, so where are those symbols at? I see something to attack. I think there was one back here too. No, I apparently didn't kill it. Alright, where are those symbols at? They're here somewhere. There they are.
Should be the last one. Now, to figure out the correct ordering.
There are more things around here to look at. Alright, so here we go. You notice there are 4 pairs of symbols up there. Okay. The this one here and this one here appear to be connected. This one here and this one here appear to be connected. Okay. So we have a 3 here. What's the... And this one here and this one here appear to be connected. So this is last. This is second to last. This is the first. So we're gonna go look for that symbol. Is that the symbol? No. That's the symbol. And then the second symbol is not that. It's the triple, like that. And then we get to the O with the reverse N in the middle.
You have all the codes, but the order seems wrong.
Yeah, we're close. And then we have the whoop, I just had that right. Where was that? That one. And then we have the S here. There we go.
These markings signify danger. Was this a containment cell for something?
Umbra. Cave-ins must have compromised the enclosure.
Likely. There are still strong aftershocks from when you put Lua out of the void.
Alright, so there's a whole lot of debris here. And what we're looking for, I believe, is right over here. Okay, so you see we have a whole bunch of symbols. There's one that we need to do there. There's enemy. None of the rest of these highlight as anything. This one does.
It is with the greatest of risk that I commit this recording. The codices within reveal the hidden weakness of your most feared enemy. My creations, my frames of war.
A Vitruvian. This is rare Orokin technology. Incredible it survived this long. You should destroy it immediately.
What? No! We need to get inside. But it's locked to a new set of codes. I'm bringing it back for analysis.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Okay, so Ballas apparently created the Warframes, as we'll find out more about that in this mission too. Alright, now we gotta get out to extraction and it's gonna be a fight. Yeah, you'll notice. So we're going this way. Okay. We don't need to fight everything. Ah, so this is how we get through here. To get to the stuff that's on this side. Because we want to loot it. Obviously. We should loot everything. Wait. That's back here. And then there's one here. Alright, I got a whole bunch of things that we killed there. Just so that we could come in here to loot this room. Oh, there was a container there to loot. And we're done. More or less. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever had this extraction before. Alright.
Another job well executed.
Alright, that took us a bit of time. What that means, however, though, it should be nighttime on nope,
Operator,
it's
I
not quite
gathered
nighttime on the
enough
plains of Eidolon.
Vitruvian to my systems.
Okay.
It could
Make me crazy.
affect my systems in unforeseen ways.
This
Yes,
may have
it
belonged
could.
to Ballas. He's our only way to the Lotus. Please, Ordis.
You had to say please, didn't you?
Okay. So we're going to connect this Vitruvian to... Ready for this?
Ordis, you need to learn how to stand up for yourself. To say no and mean it, even if it is the operator turn.
Okay. That's not at all disturbing.
Noted, Starchild. Your Warframe blueprint now has the required data. Check Foundry.
Okay. Star Child. We didn't get Operator, we got Star Child. Oh, look. We can build Excalibur Umbra. It takes 0 minutes and 10,000 credits. Oh, well, we have that. We have everything else, so I'm going to head and do this. There's a part of me that's curious if we didn't build it right away, whether he would continue to call us Star Child for a very long time. Yes, let's claim him. And now it wants us to equip him. Oh, joy of bliss. This should be fun. Okay. So we're going to go and equip our brand new Excalibur Umbra. Okay, ready? Swap. Excalibur Umbra. Notice he's already rank 30. Notice that. That's important to notice. I'm going to equip him. And oh, look. This is not going usual.
Good morning, old friend. I'm afraid the disease has taken your voice, but we've prepared the finest serums to treat you. Shall we pass the time with a game of Comey, like old times?
You remember this game, don't you? Think you'll move in the board's senses. Oh, this. I've had them fit you with a transference bolt in honor of our history together.
And look who hasn't left your side since you took ill.
Look at him, old man. Look at your son.
Can he hear me? Father? It's me, Isa. Do you remember me?
Of course he remembers you, young Dax.
Which will make this reunion all the more tragic when you watch him die.
Horace! What happened?
The Warframe I warned you not to build, that you built anyway, caused a massive transference overload and damaged my precincts. It has escaped out into the system.
When I linked to it, there was something there. A memory.
Warframes are transference proxies for the Star Child. They do not have memories.
Well, this one does. Might be why it's unstable. Ortis, let me look at the Vitruvian.
Blasphemy. Ooh.
What led us here? You did, you vile blasphemies. Machines thinking, breeding. You were to bear us a new, promised land. But when you arrived at that distant world, you knew that in time, we would bring ruin to it as well, as we had to Earth. And so it was, we came to war.
Ortis, we need to track that Umbra Warframe.
Done, Star Child.
Okay, so now I'm going to get back into my Rhino. Notice it didn't change my loadout. I'm now back in the Rhino. Day ended in 1 minute on the plains of Eidolon. I am going to take a slight break from this quest and go finish, or at least work on, the Mask of the Revenant quest. In order to do so, we're going to go down to Cetus. Well, actually, I'm going to wait 1 minute. Make sure our loadout is exact. No, we've got the default loadout right now. We should be back to the Rhino loadout, please. Thank you. All right, so we're back in the Rhino loadout the way we should be. And it should be saying now, well, day ends in 1 minute. I want it to be night in the plains of Eidolon. Hold on, let me see something. Okay. All right. So day actually ends in about 30 seconds. I'm going to take a very, very short break and take a drink. I'll be right back. All right. Okay, so night ends in 49 minutes. There we go. That's what the signal I wanted to see. So now I can go in here. We can go into solo mode. And I can go to the Plains of Eidolon and finish off the Mask of the Revenant quest. I might need to switch quests. But I don't know if I do.
And now, a massive sentient
Yep, I need
energy
to switch
spike in your
quests.
area. I advise you to be careful.
So we're going to go over here. Because I didn't get Nakak. Instead, I need to go over here. I need to go to my Leave Cetus. Okay, so right now it thinks we're on the sacrifice quest, which we are, but we're going to switch briefly to the Mask of the Revenant quest. Okay, and we're going to continue that. All right, so now lets us do the next stage of the Mask of the Revenant quest. And we'll come back in here to the Plains of Eidolon, and now it's a quest marker notice. This is how you deal with multiple quests at the same time, with certain exceptions.
Spirit calls for aid. We can't just leave him wherever he is. Are you ready, Tenno?
Alright, so we're now looking for that circle on the...
Now, a massive sentient energy spike in your area. I advise you to be careful.
We're coming up to this side of the lake. And we go... looking for a similar sort of thing to the last time. Like maybe what that glowy area is right over there.
Kanong, do you see? The lost one struggling. What happened to him? Oh, here we go again. I remember the pool glows, the tendril emerges, and this Warframe draws its weapon to destroy it yet again. Wait, no. He does not strike this time. He watches. Why? The phantom tendril grips trees and rocks, probing for substance. Then fear returns, and the lost one slashes the phantom, sending it back to its purgatory. I need to know what happened to the lost one. Find the place where he calls out to us. Let me know when you're there.
Okay. There is another spot for us to go, and I'm going to go there. You can see it's way over here. Alright. You can see we are in the area. Somewhere around here is the place where the spirit calls to us. Oh, look. That looks like a spot. Oh, and I will
See?
take that
He's
seed of
further out,
Swisp.
trying to escape. Can you help? I see the tendril once again. Instead of striking it, the lost one, he extends a hand to the Eidolon? Kanong! What was he thinking? He's like Muka on the tower. Every day Muka clambered across the tower ledges and scaffolds. Nothing happened day in and day out. Routine took his fear away. Oh, and oh, I see the tendril has him now. The lost one. He's become an anchor for the Eidolon to pull itself into our world. The lost one struggles, pulling back. Oh, but it's too late. The Eidolon begins to emerge. But the lost one realizes. He stops. He lets go. And so he falls. Falls from this world of the living and down, down, down into the next. Maka, that was so stupid. Kanong! It's attacking! Hold on. This isn't just some trapped Warframe spirit. He's become a mask for some Eidolon. We can't let it rebuild itself. Tenno, you need to destroy it. The Eidolon's violence is within him, Tenno. Cast it out. Free him. Thank the Onum. You've driven out the Eidolon. But what's left, I wonder? Muka, the warden, they lost their fear. But I have plenty, and I'm still here. Is that why the Onum chose me for this? Thanks for the nightmares. Ah, glad that's over. If you need me, I'll be under Nana's blanket with a flask of hot Chimera. Maybe I'll burn some incense for Muka. You know, Sales isn't so bad after all. Everyone needs a mask, right?
Okay. That's pretty much it for that quest. We have done everything we needed to do. All we need to do now is exit. We have completed the mission. And we have completed Mask of the Revenant. We have our Revenant blueprint. So I'm going to start building Revenant. Oh, wait, there's a thing here. What's this?
Ayo! You are bright in the Unum's sight, Suba. Magnificent. Magnificent. Boots.
I'm not sure why we had to go talk to Kanzu at the end of this.
You see and are seen.
Maybe because I didn't do a bounty. But that's okay. I now need to leave Cetus. All right. If we look for Revenant now, Revenant requires an work and sell, and we already have everything else. So I'm going to start building Revenant. There we go. That takes care of Mask of the Revenant, and the Revenant blueprints are all done. Okay, so let's go back and finish off the sacrifice. We're going to hit the sacrifice again. I'm going to say begin. We're searching for Umbra. We've done a bunch of stages so far. Okay. I can go back to public, and we can search for Umbra on series.
Starchild, are you seeking revenge for its damage to me? Will you destroy this Umbra Warframe?
No, the codes are in his memory. If I can get close, I'll go in again and try to recover them. He's the key to finding the Lotus. I can feel it.
at all the bodies. I wonder could it have caused all those bodies.
There it is. Approach with caution.
All right, that's what we have to do here. Where is he at? I have to stop him with a Void Sling. And we have another memory.
Your move.
This is how Comey is played. Okay. It's a very, very simple game of stones.
It's your move, old friend. Finally.
He loves this game. I'll never forget the time I finally beat him. But now I'm thinking he just let me win.
Curious. Well played. You served with distinction, old Dax. We commissioned a portrait in your honor, there, on the wall.
The sentient battle at Hull. I can't imagine. You were awarded the Lua Cross for valor.
Will you follow in your father's path?
Of course.
He will, and his children will. You see, these are the stakes of this little game. Each stone I capture will be another, and another, and another, culled from your subversive bloodline. You thought you could outplay me? I've had lifetimes to plan my defection. You spied on me, intercepted my communications. But I saw your move long before you took it. And so, we come to the consequences.
Father, you all right? Please, do something for him.
Starshine, will be successful.
I couldn't breathe.
Somehow you are inverting the flow, not from Tenno to Warframe, but Warframe to Tenno. There may be residual effects. Return to the ship.
Where's the extraction? Up this way. Oh, look, we've got sentience. These are real sentience. These aren't just mimics. I'm locked down. I have to find a panel to unlock with. I don't know if I'm getting intact sentient cores from these guys. I'm disappointed if if I'm not. There we go.
Excellent work, Tenno.
No, I'm not getting any cores from these sentients, which is a little sad. But that's okay. We'll just have to do more Eidolon hunts in the future. Okay, access the third Vitruvian entry. Warframes.
Our hubris shone like a black star. For our technology, our war machines were your kin. How easily you turned them against us. We were forced to older means. Not circuits, nor light, but flesh and disease. Our horrors passed. Our ravaged outer colonies became gardens. We cultured the infestation, conceiving of a hybrid, transformed, but only just. The Helminth was created, born to yield these new warriors, worthy of battle against you, the great and terrible Hun-Hao.
So we've learned something. Ballas not only is responsible for the Warframes, but is responsible for that the Warframes are converted by the infestation through the Helminth, which we've already encountered once, and we will do more with in the near future. So I'm going to continue.
We took our greatest, volunteers or not, and polluted them with these cultured reagents. They transformed. They became infested. But only just. Their skin blossomed into sword steel. Their organs interlinked with untold resilience. Yet their minds were free of the infested madness. Or so we thought. We set them upon the battlefield, biodrones under our command. The Warframes, all of them failures. Surprised? They turned on us, just as you did. And so we had no choice but to commit them to grave. This is all you know, Hun-Ho, but there is a hidden half, a secret that lies within a place forbidden to you and your kind. I speak of the Void.
Starchild, repairs continue. Allow me to test vestigial precepts for a moment, like caring. Operator, you need to stop this. You could suffer permanent harm from Umbra's memory. What if you internalize all this?
I feel like he's leading me to the truth. About Ballas. Right now, it's all I have to go on.
Okay, so we are going to pursue Umbra again. But before I do, I'm going to my operator. And having completed Mask of the Revenant, we are going to take off that bloody mask. Transference suit. And we're taking off the Mask of the Lost One. I'm sorry. I don't want a mask. Okay. I could leave the Zariman hood on here and keep it open, which is what it would normally be if we equip that and we have it open. We have that little thing there. Or I could not. I'm leaving it open because that's the normal default suit for the operator. Um, I will note by the way that when the old piece comes out, it will be coming with a major revamp to the operator appearance. So, if you're don't spend a lot of time playing around with appearance because it may not be the same when the old piece comes out. So, gonna hit back. Oh, so much better. I can see your face now. All right. And now, I've always wondered why there are these four things here. And I feel like there's something that was intended for them, but has not yet been either been revealed or been used yet. Okay, so let's pursue Umbra again. Umbra is now over here on Neptune.
Ballas must be tracking Umbra now. I'm detecting increased sentient presence in the area.
Oh yeah, lots of dead things. And some sentience. Alright. So the first thing to do is get rid of some of these sentients. They're a problem. Alright.
The area is locked down. We need to take care of those mimics.
Yes, we do. Where are the mimics at? There's 5 mimics somewhere in here that I need to kill.
Keep searching. They are here somewhere.
I see one. One. That's 3. Four. And the 5th one's up here, huh?
Lockdown ended. Very good. Now, where is that Warframe? Operator, please be careful. He is not in control.
Alright. Wait, let my operator. Yeah. There we go. I have to weaken him, I think. What am I being attacked by? There we go. This gives me a bit more of a... Why can't I transfer into him? I need to... It's not as easy. I have to deplete his shields. Ah! That's what it's saying to do. I can't do it from here. I have to do it from the air. Where is he at? I can't see his shields to know whether I've depleted them. That's the tough part. It's telling me to deplete his shields, but I can't tell if I've done so. I can't let him get close. I can't let him get close. I have to do it entirely from operator, I think. Oh, wow.
That did it. Now is your chance. Use transference.
There we go. That was a little bit difficult.
Trouble concentrating, old friend? Look at all your Comey stones I've taken.
This one, a brother. These three, his children. And on and on. All of these gone to the Jade Light.
Nope, I can't go there. Have to go there.
Father, do you remember your Shazin? Remember how you'd sing to us? Smiles from Jiran?
By the way, you can see, if you look over here, these have been emptying slowly, so you can see where we're going. There's the Shazin.
How thoughtful to remind him of his better days. Come now, your move. Only a few stones left. Isa, looks like your father still has his sharp wit.
My father. understands the game better than anyone.
Yet you couldn't understand why I'd give my secrets to our enemy. How could I betray my own kind? But you have never had to sacrifice your love for faith. Imagine to live forever with only one memory. Seeing the one you love die. But you would have to imagine a lovingly cultured infestation swarms within your blood. Your transformation has begun, reshaping you into a sacred surrogate of the unholy Tenno. A Warframe with but a single, burning memory. It is a miracle. But all miracles require sacrifice.
He's gonna kill him.
Who's going to what?
Valis. He's going to kill his son, Isa.
But aren't these memories, Operator? You cannot undo what has been done.
Oh, lock me in again, will you? I gotta come down here. Nope, I still have to come down to this end to unlock the door.
Another job well executed.
Okay, boys and girls, we have finished that part of the quest. We've got one more part. One more memory to go.
Before the vain faith, our people held dualism as truth. That all things were of two parts, mind and body, consciousness and matter, of our world and the void. It was from there that our answer finally came. Distorted by vague horrors, we kept the Zariman survivors within a secret reservoir. They were the missing half. Transference linked. The Warframe's the body, and they the mind. I give you now the coordinates and codes to this place. But do not underestimate these devils on how. They did what we could not. We had created monsters we could.
I know what I have to do.
Operator?
I don't need to hear it. I lived it. Prepare the landing craft, Ordis. I'm going in. Myself.
I hope that doesn't mean what I think it does.
Oh, yes, it does. Okay. So we have to confront Umbra, this time as ourself. We are not going in as a Warframe for this mission.
Operator, please reconsider. You know how dangerous this is. The sentients will be here in force. This is why you bring a Warframe to these things.
My Warframe is here. I just have to find it.
That looks like a mimic, but it's not.
Operator, please be careful. He is not in control.
Gonna make me follow, is he? Hey! Now, we're going to be doing this a lot, because he's a better fighter than I am. There we go.
You have relived this moment countless times. But our minds are linked now. We'll face this together. This poison he's given you, it is taking your will away. You are a victim as much as your son.
Sorry, Isa. The time has come.
We are together.
I am honored to be your son.
Alice did this. Not you.
Don't worry, old friend. I'm not going to kill your boy.
You are.
Father? Father! Remember your children? I'll never forget the time I finally beat him. Father, you alright?
We had created monsters we couldn't control. We drugged them, tortured them, eviscerated them. We brutalized their minds, but it did not work. Until they came. And it was not their force of will, not their void devilry, not their alien darkness. It was something else. It was that somehow, from within the derelict horror, they had learned a way to see inside an ugly, broken thing. And take away its pain.
We accept this memory and move beyond its reach.
Operator, you did it! Your transference signal is clean, synchronized with that Warframe.
Mark a path to extraction. We've got one last mission before this is done.
Marking, but I'm detecting a mass of sentient forces converging on your location. Quickly, you may be able to escape.
No. Let them come.
Okay, so we are now in Excalibur Umbra, and we're fighting sentients. But here's the thing. Excalibur Umbra is exceptionally good at fighting sentients. Now, we don't have any primary or second weapons. All we have is the blade. But that doesn't matter because the blade is enough when it comes to sentience. By the way, this has all of the standard Excalibur things. So there's the radial thing. Here's a slash dash. Oh, sorry. Slash dash. We don't have any energy right now, but that's okay. If we needed to, we could bring out our Exalted Blade. But the Skidjati here is pretty darn good. Not getting any energy drops from anybody. That's kind of funny.
Mission complete.
We now have Excalibur Umbra and the Skidjati as new weapon and new Warframe. I'm going to go show you what's involved in them before we go on to our next mission. Okay.
Operator, we have no idea what Ballas is capable of. Please, reconsider this. Why would you risk it?
Ordis. I'd like to hear her.
Yes. Yes, of course. Accessing data store. Which should I play?
Dream. Not of what you are, but of what you want to be.
Operator, there is much to be done. Please consult the navigation console.
Okay. So we now have Excalibur Umbra with our weapons and the Skijati. This is already built in here. I am going to leave it as is. We have 3 mods on Excalibur Umbra. They came with the Warframe. They are special mods. They're called Umbral Intensify, Umbral Fiber, and Umbral Vitality. They're special versions of those 3 mods. They use a polarity that is the Umbra polarity. Okay? So in order for us to use them on other Warframes, they need to be done. It also already comes with an Orokin catalyst, an Orokin reactor. So our situation here, and it is ranked up to 30, which means we can put on all the best stuff that we want right from the start. Okay, I'm leaving the Umbral things on it because there are 3 Umbral polarities on this Warframe. So they're great things. They could be ranked up higher. Okay, we need to put an aura on here, and oh look, we don't have much in the way of auras, but we do have Dreamer's Bond, which works with any polarity. Okay. His abilities, his passive. When you are transferred out of him, he still fights. Okay. All right. He does more damage when wielding a sword. He's actually faster when we are in operator form, which is really kind of good. You can go and let him go fight while you're doing your stuff in operator form. So that works really well for a number of different situations. His first, just like Excalibur, is the Slash Dash. His second is the Radial Howl. It's a little bit different than the Radial Blind that we have. Instead of just stunning enemies and making them a little bit hard to see, it also causes sentience to shed up built-up resistances, which is useful to have. Again, he's really useful against sentience. The Radial Javelin is just like the Radial Javelin from the regular Excalibur, and the Exalted Blade is much like the Exalted Blade of Excalibur. It's basically Excalibur, your standard Excalibur, with the addition of this passive, which lets him fight by himself, and the polarities, which let him have these 3 mods. Okay, so let us rank, put stuff on him. He has Intensify of 42. This is only 30. That's better than this. Okay, so we're going to keep that. Fiber is his armor. Vitality is his health. We could use a redirection. I'm going to throw Prime Redirection over here. Okay, so he's got some shields. We're going to give him Flow to give him energy. Okay. I am Rage might actually, I don't know. Let's see. We have 1 polarity here that we can throw something on. Continuity would let his abilities last longer. Okay. If you notice, his drain per second is 2.5. I've put continuity on here. His drain per second drops to 1.92. So the Exalted Blade could last longer with the continuity. Okay. The other things we could put on here would be like Hunter Adrenaline. Not so much as useful. It's useful if we didn't have the shields, but we have the shields. Rage, also, if we didn't have shields. Blind Rage, on the other hand, okay, drops our energy efficiency some, but increases our ability strength, which that's worthwhile. I'm going to stick that in there instead of the continuity. Okay, we will stick Streamline and continuity on with the last two things. Let's go find Streamline to bring our efficiency back up. Hello, where is it? I know there's got to be a better one. Streamline, there we are. Okay, and we even have room for something up here. Okay, all right. I have empty arcane slots. Well, Arcane Fury is great for melee people. So, and he's a melee guy. So I'm going to equip that. All right, and then for his other slot, we really don't have anything that sticks out as great. So I'll do this arcane healing, I think. Okay. Are we going to use Excalibur Umbra a lot? That's a good question. I don't know. He is a very useful Warframe if you're going up against sentience. Other than that, I don't know if I use him all that much, to be honest. So I don't know if I want to use the Exilus Warframe adapter, but we do happen to have, I can get one for 20. I think I will. Umbra does not have a prime, so maxing him out is not a bad idea. Okay, and there we go. We'll put preparation on him to give him some, I don't think there's anything else I would want to put on him right now. Okay, so by putting preparation on him, he's got a lot of max energy at the start. Okay, so there he is modded. Okay, the Skijati is his weapon. We want to mod that as well. Okay, so this one, just like the other one, has already gotten Auric and Catalyst on it. It's already ranked up all the way to 30. It has a unique trait that if you use a finisher with him, you go invisible for 5 seconds, which is really cool. And it has 2 Umbral polarity mods, Sacrificial Steel and Sacrificial Pressure. Those are basically equivalent to, where are they? Pressure Point. And it's actually, right now, Pressure Point is ranked higher than Sacrificial Pressure. But it does 1.5 damage to sentience. So it increases the damage you're doing to sentience. The True Steel is 120% critical chance. Right now, this is at 150% at 5, rank 5. Okay, the Sacrificial Pressure has to be ranked up higher. If you notice, we could go to, if we go up to that, it goes up to a maximum 137 and 1.7 damage to sentience. Okay, I'm going to leave it right now. 137 is more than this, but it would have to be ranked up all the way. Okay, and I don't have enough endo or money to do so right now. I might rank it up though, like maybe 1, just because that won't take up another slot. Okay, so it's still 1.5% damage to sentience, but the pressure point is 120 melee versus this 87. So it's not got the extra melee damage from that, but it does have higher critical chance. Okay, and you notice we're at 47.5. I'm going to throw some critical damage on there to increase its critical damage. It has a very high status chance base. So if we look for our status mods, we have Virulent Scourge and Voltaic Strike. I'm going to throw them both on there to give it some stuff. That gives us Corrosive. And our status is now at 66%. If we look for, is there anything that gives us more critical? Gladiator might. That's more critical damage. I could increase our critical damage by putting that on there. But no, I don't really see anything good on that right now. We could put his slash is his highest stat on this thing. So by putting Carnus Mandible on it, we'll get even more critical status chance and higher slash damage. And then what other damage could we put on here? We could put the other two elements. So we have electricity and toxin, and we don't have heat, and we don't have cold, and we can't fit cold without having something else. So let's see. Oh, we don't even have a stance on here yet. We'll put a stance on here. We have two different stances for this is a Nikana. Okay. Blind Justice is slashing and impaling strikes. Tranquil Cleave is kind of a frenzied. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which one's better. I'm going to put Blind Justice on it. Actually, no, we'll put the Tranquil Cleave on it and try that out. And we'll rank it up 3. That gives us enough space now to put our North Wind on there. Do I have a better cold? Nope, I don't have one ranked up all the way. I'm going to have to rank him up the rest of the way. There we go. So that's ranked up pretty nicely. Okay. We've got a nice thing. It's not quite as good as our Broken War is, but it's better against sentience. We're doing, because of the two sacrificial mods, we're doing 1.5 damage to sentience. So that's really nice. And because there's Tau damage involved on our main thing, it will actually this damage doesn't increase their resistance at all. They cannot resist. Now I'm in magnetic and gas, which I'm not fond of. Let's try this as corrosive and blast. Let's see. We're going to go up against sentient. Corrosive doesn't help against sentience. So let's swap this around. Now we're doing radiation, which does 1.5 times damage to sentience, and viral, which does 1.5 times damage to Orcan. So between those two, we kind of covered pretty well on this particular one. So that's the Skiajati. The Exalted Umbral Blade is the last thing to do there, and it can use these same mods. Okay, it has its Exalted Blade. Okay, we can mod it almost exactly the same way. The difference is it has a higher critical chance by default, so I'm going to put more critical on it. We have Sacrificial Steel. Okay, I'm putting Organ Shatter on there. And in this case, I might put on Gladiator Might to do more critical damage when we're doing this. So, do I not have enough money? Oh man, I don't have enough money to do this. Okay, so I guess I'm not putting on a maxed out Gladiator Might. We'll put other things on it instead. We'll basically match it up. Oh, I'm sorry. It does not have as high a critical chance. Because if you notice, if I take out the Sacrificial Steel, okay, it only has a 15 base chance. Okay. So critical is not as important on this. Status is not as important. What we're talking about here is pure damage. So I'm putting on Molten Impact at Northwind and Shock and Touch and Fever Strike. to give it the most damage we can get. And again, I'll leave it as corrosive and last. To counter the radiation viral of the other blade. And we have 7 more spaces left to do here. I might throw, oh, I don't know, let's see. Focus energy gives me heavy attack and efficiency. Let's see, Fury is 8 at this point, but I only have 7. Quickening would give us attack speed, but it's only at, it's not modded up. Energy channel. No, Carnus Mandible. Slash is pretty high. I can't put on the full Carnus Mandible. Life Strike. If I wanted to steal life, I could do that. Oh, goodness gracious. Reach, pressure point, modus impact, shattering impact. If I was going to do something here, I might consider adding Fury and adding 3 pips into that. Alright, so we spent all of our money increasing mods, and we have modded this one up pretty well too. Okay, so we have all of this stuff. The main advantage of the Exalted Blade is it cuts through anything. So even if you're talking about armor and stuff like that, it has a pretty good, if you look at the, it doesn't have the passive here, does it? Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay. Alright, so that's about as prepped as we can be. We just have to remember how to use Excalibur. Okay? In this last mission. Or at least how to use our operator, because we can leave, pop out as our operator and let Excalibur do a lot of the fighting for us. So here we go. We're going to finish off this. Return to Earth. One back to where we started.
He is waiting for you, but I'm detecting powerful signals emanating from the courtyard. They are calling out for reinforcements across the entire system. You don't have long.
Yeah, there's things attacking us here. Couple of things fighting us here. Up in this little hole there's something. I don't know if I like that particular stance. That triple slash stance. Okay, maybe it is usable. Alright. course there's something right there. Alright, we come to the courtyard. Look familiar?
I tried to release you from your torment, but it seems those devils rebuilt you.
What have you done with her? Ballas! Where is the Lotus?
Has the wolf become a dog? Is this Umbra or some Tenno?
Both.
Then both will burn.
Stop.
You think you can defy me? Not even your Tenno devil can. I created you.
This was inevitable.
Yes. Yes. She has foreseen it.
Where is she? Where is the Lotus?
I am here, Tenno.
What? What have they done to you?
Nothing. This is what I am.
Drifting, gaunt beyond the bleak star. Mother, I am coming home.
I saw her, Mortis.
But it wasn't her, was it?
No. I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
If lost upon the plains outside Cetus, you may derive sustenance from mineral-dense termite droppings, which the Ostrons call Ito Da. You may also never form a consonant again, but at least you will not be dead.
All right. Well, Order spoiled that. I love this music, by the way. That's Sacrifice. And now we know where the Lotus went. Sort of, maybe. There were a lot of people crying about Space Mom going away. And when this first was released. So, yeah. Okay. That's the Sacrifice. We now have, technically, the ability to do the Prelude to War. Now we're going to do the first part of this quest real quick. These are all short quests. I'm going to do all three of them this weekend. If you look at the Prelude to War, okay, they are broken up into three pieces. The Chimera Prologue is the first part of it. We're going to do that right now. This is a relatively quick quest. I'm going to continue to use Umber for it, even though it doesn't really matter. Okay. And you notice by just selecting that, something is up or down here again in the personal quarters. Something look familiar? Okay. Ooh, that's kind of eerie. It's now dark and much like the first prologue, this one brings us to Lua, only now we are in a Warframe, not just in ourselves. Pists? Hey, what was that? That was new. I didn't see that before, and I didn't hear that before. Oh, there's something going on here. Sound familiar? Hey, kiddo, huh? That looks out of place. Oh, what happened here? Look familiar? And now we've got another sort of lead for us. Okay, this is not your normal quest. I just wanted to say that. These are like, notice they're all wearing the Lotus helmet. These shadows. Oh, we're being played with. like up somewhere, I think. Oh, there we go. There's the direction. Up, more shadows. I'll also note they are not sized for the Lotus, even though they're wearing the Lotus helmet. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that's meant to be the operator wearing the Lotus helmet. Or maybe the man in the wall. Annoying guy that he is. Wait, is this where we're going? Doesn't look like it, but I'll take whatever loot was there. And again, we are back at the reservoir. Remember we ran into this in the Apostasy Prologue and we went down and it showed us what happened to the Lotus and introduced us to Ballas properly.
I am not who you think I am.
But of course you are. Imprisoned, just as she was.
And as you can see, that is indeed the operator wearing the Lotus helmet. Dancing around. That's us. Okay.
My grace, my humanity. Hello? No hope. Only suffering under her eye. But she gave me the gift of life. Why would I be?
Where do we go?
What is this? I'm just confused. Oh, is there someone?
I can't find a spot. Oh, you have to find the next spot quicker. There.
Only suffering under her eye. That she sees, she punishes. But she gave me the gift of life. Why would I betray her? This is no gift. She stole my death. My perfect death. Such is her power over me, over the devil. We saw what we wanted, those devils and I. I love her. I love her. mother. But now, I know. She is neither. She's a hawk calling with sparrow's song. A viper blending into wood. And her venom spreads not into flesh. Okay. And her venom spreads not into flesh, but into your heart. Those devils. What has their great awakening accomplished with the destruction of potential allies? Don't they see? Love must die, as Margulis did when I sent her to the Jade Light. And the Lotus, just some cloud in the sky, just some shape they imagined. Only the sentient is real. Only Natar. So, tell me, devil, do you understand what must be done? The Paracesis, the sentient slayer. Hurry, take this, the idea of it. It is the only way your war can end.
Okay, that was very, very strange. And now we have the Paracesis blueprint. Okay. So we have a Paracesis blueprint. We can go and look and see what's involved in making that. And I'm going to warn you right now, it's a lot. So, we look at Paracesis. It requires 1,000 Orokin ducats. Good God. We've got 310. We're going to have to get more. It's going to require the Galatine, which I don't think we've even built yet. Okay. And it's going to require 5 Eidolon shards. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is look for the Galatine. The Galatine, I believe, can be brought from the market.
Used to count their money. The index.
The Galatine blueprint can be bought for 25,000, and is something we can build, but we need money. So we're going to have to go start getting money for that. We do want to start building the Paracesis before the end of the weekend. Sometime on Monday is our latest for that, which means we need to start getting the money for the Galatine and start that building ideally tonight, so that tomorrow or Monday it can be um, uh, handled. Um, so that's going to be our first task. Once we come back, I'm going to take a break for dinner. Um, and we will this evening work on um, a number of things. We're going to do some mining. We're going to do some farming of money for the Galatine, and we are going to go and possibly start the Deviri paradox. Um, uh, that's kind of. I'll probably do the other two. Uh, uh, Prelude to War things too. Those are both quick and easy things to do. They're more visual than anything. They don't really get you much, but we do need to do the Deviri paradox, and so we're going to be doing mining. We're going to be getting money. We're probably going to be doing the Deviri paradox, although no guarantees on that one. That's going to depend on how fast we go with the mining and money farms. And we're going to have to hunt Eidolons. No, we're actually probably going to do the Deviri paradox tomorrow or Monday, because we need to do Eidolon hunts. And quite frankly, let's see, what are we looking at? Day ends in an hour. So I will probably be coming back in an hour and starting with the Eidolon hunts themselves, because we need to get a couple of them in there, because we need 3 more Eidolon shards. So that will be when we come back. So this is Steve, your Grumpy Old Warframe, signing off.